Hey guys, I'm Valky and I'm addicted to improving my aim. When I hit Global Elite in CSGO in 2017, I wasn't really actively focused on improving. All I did was grind the game for 8 hours a day without putting much thought into anything else really. I took a long break from CSGO and came back to the game in late 2018 and felt like I had gotten a bit rusty, so I wanted to do some training. So I actually started focusing on improving my aim and did a lot of aimbots routines and deathmatch server. And after a month I actually realized that I had hit a new peak in CS. And after this it pretty much just kept going until I became really obsessed with improving my aim. At a certain point I even felt like I needed to work on my tracking because that's also a very big part of aiming. And at this point I didn't just want to become really good at CSGO. I wanted to become really good at every game I played, which is pretty much every competitive shooter that's on the market right now and every single BR. So I was really focused on improving my aim all around for all these games. Which is when I got Kovacs Aim Trainer about the end of 2019. And started doing only tracking routines, like 5 or 6 of them. And since that time I have made a lot of progress and I even got 2 rank 1s in tracking scenarios since that time. But recently I felt like I hit a little bit of a roadblock where it was really hard to get a higher high score because I was already so high up on the leaderboards, and I just felt like the improvements I made were so tiny that I wasn't beating my high score in weeks at a time, sometimes even months. So I really wanted to break through that barrier, and that's where this challenge came to mind. I wanted to see how much I could improve in 30 days of aim train. And this would consist of a total of an hour and a half in CSGO every day, which will consist of aimbots training, the training aim CSGO dark map, and CSGO deathmatch. And outside of the 7 tracking scenarios I had been doing for months, add 6 clicking scenarios to do 5 times a day, all of them every day, which came to a total of 3 hours of aim training every day for a month straight. And in order to track my progress, I added several benchmark scores that I could compare from before and after. And these benchmarks were both in CSGO and in Kovacs. The CSGO ones were, first of all, an aimbot, my KPM and shots per kill when in the 360 arena killing 200 strafing bots on the highest speed with a USP. Then the well-known aimbots 100 kill aim challenge, where it's a timer. The workshop map training aim CSGO Dark 2, where I was going to do 5 sets of size 8 and 5 sets of size 5. And of course the Kovacs high scores themselves. So let's get into it. Started off by doing my regular warm-up in aimbots, killing 200 bots in several different ways, like strafing, flicking, and just warming up in general until I got to my first benchmark score, which is the aimbots 360 arena, where I kill 200 bots with a pistol when they're moving at the fastest pace on the first strafing mode. Here I check my KPM and my shots per kill to measure how much I've progressed in 30 days time. After this I do some more flicking with the AWP before moving on to the aimbots 100 kill challenge. This one's quite simple to measure your progress in because it's based on how fast you can kill 100 bots. And before this time, 44 seconds was my best time I could get on day 1. I think 42 is my best overall, but that was basically my day 1 settings in aimbots. After the aimbots workshop, it was time for me to move on to the training aim CSGO workshop, where I would do 5 sets of size 8 and 5 sets of size 5 on duration 0.5, delay 0.25 and 100 to see how many I can get average on day 1 and what my high score was at the time of day 1 to compare it to day 30. After these 2 workshop maps, I will spend about an hour deathmatching in CSGO on a warm-up server, going through 2 full rotations, one with an AK, one with an AWP, and spend about an hour deathmatching there against pros and semi-professional players to get the highest level of competition as possible. When I finish with my deathmatch in CSGO, I have completely finished my day in CSGO, after which I am going to start moving into Kovacs. When it comes to Kovacs, I have my set routine, which I've always done in that order pretty much. And it starts with Close Long Strafes Invincible, which is a long strafe scenario where the target constantly spins 360s. After which I will move on to Thin Aiming Long Invincible, which is a more precise version of tracking a long range on a very small target. After this, I move on to Vertical Long Strafes to get my vertical strafing down, and do some LG Pin Practice 360 afterwards to make sure that I get my vertical and target switching at the same time. After this, I go some Keta IC Long Strafes to make sure that I can do some long strafe tracking without having to lift my mouse. And I will do some Erect Strafes Kata, which is a fast strafe scenario, which is a bit of a build up towards the next scenario, which is Kata IC Fast Strafe. After this, I've decided to recently start doing a lot more clicking scenarios, and the first one of that is One Wall 9000 Targets, which is for building up my speed, and after which I will do One Wall 6 Targets TE to still work on that speed while also working on accuracy. After that, I move on to One Wall 6 Targets Small, where accuracy is really important. And after that, I do some Bounce 180 to work on clicking while tracking at the same time. It's a very recent scenario for me that I started doing. After this, I finish up with two new scenarios that have recently been added. One is Valorant Small Flick, and the other one is Valorant One Tap. And these are pretty much all the benchmarks to compare to day 30. It's day 30 and it's time to look at the benchmark. The first one was the USB shooting the strafing bots, and on day 1 it was 49.1 kills per minute and 1.61 shots per kill. On day 30 this turned into 54.8 kills per minute and 1.41 shots per kill. The next one is the Aimbots Arena on a timer. On day 1 the best time was 44 seconds, and this turned into day 30 the best time of 38.2 seconds. On size 8 in the training range the average was 80 with a personal best of 85. This turned into an average of 87.6 with a personal best of 93. On size 5 on day 1 the average was 55.6 with a personal best of 67, and this turned into an average of 69 with a personal best of 74. Now moving to Kovacs on Close Long Strafes Invincible, I was ranked 37 at 18,400 score. On day 30, this turned into a score of 18,846 and top 10 on this scenario. Thin Aiming Long Invincible was rank 6 and 4,123 score. On day 30, this did not change much. I was already very high on the leaderboard, but I made some small improvement by upping my score from 4,123 to 4,166. On Vertical Long Strafes, I was ranked 21 with a score of 18,600. On day 30, this turned into rank 8 with a score of 19,000. On LG Pin Practice 360, I was top 19 with a score of 3,900, not quite being able to break the 4K score. On day 30, I broke the 4K score, almost 4,100, and got top 10. On Keta IC Long Strafes, I was ranked 32 with a score of 9,600. On day 30, I managed to get top 16 with a score of 9,900. On One Wall 9000 Targets, I was ranked 28 with a score of 300. I managed to break this by going top 19 and having a score of 306. One of my biggest improvements was One Wall 6 Targets TE, where I was rank 120 plus with a score of 207. By day 30, I managed to get a score of 225 and break top 26 on the leaderboard. One Wall 6 Targets Small is another one of those scores where I really made a lot of progress. I was ranked 145 with a score of 1300. At day 30, I managed to break my high score to 1380 and get top 43. Bounce 180 I was ranked 204 with a score that I couldn't break past 97. I managed to get 104 and break top 119 in this scenario. In Valorant 1-taps I was ranked 189 with a score of 78, and on day 30 I managed to break it to 88.2, putting me in top 23. Valorant Small Flicks is another one of those scores where I was already top 4 on the leaderboard, but I managed to get a small improvement because at day 30 I managed to get top 3 on the leaderboard. The last two scenarios is both the scenarios where I was rank 1, and I don't think I'll be improving too much on them anytime soon unless I grind them for more than 5 minutes for a warm-up. My Rexstrafe Skada rank 1 got taken over by a Russian name. I'm not sure if this person's legit, but if they are, congrats on the rank 1. On Cat IC Fast Race, I was rank 1, but there were 2 cheaters on the leaderboard taking rank 1 and rank 2. By the time day 30 came through, I got my rank 1 back because the cheaters had been removed from the leaderboard. And that was pretty much it for this video. I had a lot of improvements which I'm honestly really happy about. I had spent the past 2 months not even breaking a single high score or by 1 point. And just to know that if you put your mind to something for a short amount of time, that you can make so much progress even when you're already so high on the leaderboard. But I have to say, aim trainers will not teach you how to play most of these games, as you still need to learn the mechanics in the game. I would honestly recommend that you put more time in the main game you want to improve on than in Kovacs. But if you want to improve your overall tracking and flicking, you can use Kovacs on the side as a warm-up. There's plenty of innovative ways to aim train in whatever your main game is, whether this is CSGO, Overwatch or Apex. You can always find a nice routine to aim train with. If you want to see the full video of this where I explain my entire routine or you want some tips, leave it in the comments below and I will try to make that video. Anyways, thank you guys for watching and see you soon.